Hey everybody, welcome to a Brits American Tour, sister channel of Britpops React. Today we're reacting to Southern comfort foods you need to try before you die.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you've got to
At the
try it
moment,
apparently. But looking at that, the initial
yeah,
screen before we even start, that looks that it needs to go
brown.
down. Yeah, it just needs to go in
It's
the
very
bin.
brown. I mean, Southern comfort foods. All right, Southern comfort foods. I mean, there's a lot of deep fried stuff, maybe.
I'm going for
What
deep
do you
fried,
think?
are you? I don't know.
Asian
I'm going
stuff.
for that. Warm, hearty foods. I mean, it's like
Ooh,
that, but put in a pie. I
okay.
don't know that they like to put a lot of things together, but I have no idea really where we're going with this one.
All right.
So if you are from the south, let us know. Are some of these the ones that you do in your household? Maybe we should do some cooking. I would love to see you do some cooking
No
um,
chance. Not a
to
chance,
see
mate.
what happens.
MRI. That's all I can do. Yeah, and just let us know. Are these things that you cook at home, or are they just totally made up to make it all sound excellent? So
All right, let's get into it
where we
then.
go with it? It looks like a hot pot, doesn't it, to start with?
Well, yeah, but let's see. Let's see.
If you ever lived
Stew.
in the American South, you'll know that the food down there has its own unique identity, and it's absolutely delicious too. If you haven't tried these, well,
That
bless
looks
your
nice.
heart. These are the Southern comfort
Why is it
foods you
going on bread?
absolutely need to try.
That looks
One of
like
the most
my
popular
toast,
dishes
doesn't
to
it?
have come out of New Orleans are beignets. These airy
Beignets.
treats are made with usually square pieces of yeast dough that are fried in hot oil until they
What
puff
are
up.
they?
They're then generously dusted with powdered sugar and eaten straight away,
Nice.
preferably accompanied by
Okay.
a mug of café au lait. Arguably the best place to enjoy a beignet is in New Orleans, preferably
a
at the Café
beignet?
du Monde, in the city's French Quarter. But if getting around is proving a little
at
difficult
that.
right now, then you're in luck, because they're
that
not
is a
difficult to make at home
big-
either.
that's a lot
Just
of
make sure to
sugar.
turn them often in the oil, and be careful not to overcook them.
Yeah, but what's in them?
We did
Biscuits
go
and
straight
gravy
with
is a
deep
hearty
fry.
breakfast
you
dish
didn't
that you'll
say
find
what
in
was in it.
restaurants and
Gravy.
homes across the South. The soft, flaky biscuits are smothered in white gravy, which is made from pork
Yep.
sausage drippings, milk, and flour. The
Still
gravy is
gotta do
seasoned with
this.
black pepper and typically includes pieces of the breakfast sausage too, making it even more flavorful. The good news is that sausage gravy is easy to make at home, and there are plenty of different recipes available online.
Yeah, I'll
Failing
have to
that,
do
you
it.
Tried
could
that,
pick
mate,
up some
and
of the ready
it was
mix
better
packets
than I
at the
was
grocery.
expecting.
Yeah, you like that, didn't you?
I
You said it
must
was
admit,
alright.
I was pleasantly surprised. Yeah, I mean, you know, and the biscuits, brilliant, great accompaniment. I mean, you feel a bit heavy afterwards, though. To be fair,
You feel a bit heavy afterwards. There you go. You heard it here first.
make gravy, blend with milk, then add to water. Well, I
No,
might be able
that's
to
a
do
sachet,
that.
isn't it? That's the easy
Yes.
job, isn't it? That's
I
the
might be
easy
able to do
way
that
out.
style of cooking.
Yeah, let's do that for you. Oh, the beignets. I don't know what was in them. They were
Yeah.
just sort of fried. She didn't say what was in them. But
Didn't actually say what's in a beignet. I will
No.
find out.
let us know. All right, let's keep going.
Store.
Excuse me.
Although you'll really want to try the homemade stuff at least once. As for the biscuits, if making them from scratch just isn't feasible, the Pillsbury ones you pop open and bake will work just fine. Just don't let a southerner catch you taking those shortcuts.
Ooh.
Okay, so boiled peanuts sound kind of bland compared to roasted peanuts. But don't
Boiled
judge a book by
peanuts.
its cover. These are actually really good. They're made by taking raw peanuts and boiling them for hours in salty water over a fire until the shells
Right.
turn soggy. These peanuts are then sold at roadside stands all over the South, where
They just
residents
don't
and
look
tourists
appealing
alike
though, do
enjoy
they?
them, often with bottles
No.
of Coke or sweet tea. For what it's worth, it's
Look at
usually
it.
best to munch on boiled peanuts outdoors, so you can easily
Sure.
spit out their soggy shells, because it's nearly impossible to crack them open with your hands. Of course, some people opt to eat these peanuts whole, shells and all, but that's one heck of an acquired
Oh, mate,
taste.
no.
Oh,
Okay. For centuries,
Okay.
people have been making use of their
Bourbon
stale bread
bread
by
pudding.
creating their own kinds of bread pudding.
Okay.
Often made with bread, cream, eggs, sugar, spices, and raisins, modern bread pudding is the heartiest of comfort foods and should do
Yeah,
wonders
I
for
mean,
warming
that's
you
one
up
of
on
my
a cold and
favorite
dreary
desserts.
day.
Yeah, we do
So
have
how do you
bread
make
pudding.
bread pudding even better? Just add bourbon. In the
Just
South,
add
people often
bourbon.
add a few dashes of bourbon to a number of different recipes,
Fair
and bread
play.
pudding is one of them.
Okay.
The bourbon combines with the cream and sugar to create a thick, warm sauce that is drizzled over the warm bread pudding right before serving.
It does look nice.
Brunswick stew is a hearty, tomato-based stew that's hugely popular in the South. It typically features lima beans, corn, and other vegetables, along with some sort of meat. The base includes barbecue sauce and a little hot sauce for some
It's
heat
more of a
too.
soup, isn't
Early
it?
versions of the stew
Stewy
use
soup.
squirrel meat, but if you're not brave enough to keep it authentic, you can always substitute the squirrel with rabbit, chicken, or just about anything else.
Squirrel.
Virginians claim the stew originated in their Brunswick
Well,
County,
yeah,
while
squirrel
Georgians will tell you
gravy.
it was first made in the city of
Yeah.
Brunswick, Georgia. Wherever it came from,
Interesting.
however, it's a truly delicious comfort food that'll easily take the chill out of a wintry day.
Okay.
Grab some cornbread, or loaf of any crusty bread for that matter, to sop up all the
Yeah.
southern goodness. Fried catfish is a simple dish that's available at most
Catfish.
restaurants that serve fish
Here we
in the
go,
South.
mate.
And the good
We were
news is that
banging on about
catfish
this,
is
weren't
pretty
we?
good for you, since it's high in omega-3 fatty acids. And
So if you haven't watched our video already, we've done What is Catfish Noodling with Hannah Bauer.
Yes.
Where she just goes out with her family and, just goes into the rivers and just pulls these catfish out of holes.
I
So,
mean, it's,
we had some comments on that saying, "Oh, catfish is really nice." And I can see there.
yeah.
low in
Maybe
mercury.
not that, but a
if you
breaded
can't find it at a
version.
restaurant near you, however, your grocery store may offer farmed catfish, which is also typically clean and nutritious. Catfish
Is that? It is.
Oh, that's Gordon.
Good old Gordon. He's out there.
Gordon's
is
in
just
there.
easy enough to prepare. Dip it in milk, dredge it in seasoned cornmeal, and fry it in hot oil. It only takes a few minutes to get it golden brown on the outside and beautifully flaky on the inside. Add a squirt of lemon and a side of rice,
Okay,
then
yeah,
start
yeah.
chowing down. Pure
Give it a
bliss.
go.
For a truly comforting meal, there's nothing like a bowl of chicken and dumplings. If you
Chicken
aren't
and
in the South,
dumplings,
where you can
yeah,
find them at
nice.
most sit-down
It
restaurants,
is
you can
hearty
try
food,
making
isn't
these
it,
at
in the
home by
South?
dropping biscuit dough
Yeah.
into cooking soup. And though they aren't difficult to make, dumplings are a kind of art form, and they
that's
can take some time to
interesting. I've never
perfect.
seen them
You
that
don't want
wet.
your dumplings undercooked and wet inside, but you also don't want them so overcooked that they start falling apart in the broth. Stick them with a toothpick, and if it comes out clean, you're good to
That's
go.
different.
Chicken fried steak, sometimes called country fried steak,
Oh,
is made
yeah,
from a
now we're
tenderized
talking.
cube steak, which is
Steak,
battered
yeah.
like fried
Yeah,
chicken,
I mean,
pan-fried and
like I
topped
say,
with white
we've
gravy.
gone deep fried,
While you can
but
find
it
chicken
looks
fried
good.
steak in an array of southern states, it's most closely associated with Texas.
Oh, I wanna
And
give
as
this
with
a
most
go.
things, it's always bigger in Texas too. In fact, at Lulu's Cafe in San
Chicken
Antonio,
fried
you
steak.
can find a 21-ounce version of this dish. And it's not a
21
coincidence
ounce.
that Lulu's is also home to the famous 3-pound cinnamon roll too. That's just how they roll down there, as it were.
Oh, look at that.
For your next Super Bowl party, why not forego the wings and serve up a batch of southern fried chicken gizzards instead?
Chicken
Believe it or
gizzards,
not,
yes.
your guests might thank you for it.
They look
Okay,
good.
so you probably
Anything
don't
that's
want to
chicken
think
and
too much
fried.
about what a gizzard is, but that'll be
Yeah.
easy enough to do once you realize how good it tastes.
Okay.
Your gizzards.
You can cook gizzards in a number of ways, but it's best to boil them first and then coat them before deep frying. Throw in a little hot sauce, and soon you won't be able to get enough of these tender little morsels.
Nice.
Chicken pot pie is an iconic Southern comfort food that, when done right, simply can't be
pot
beaten.
pie.
And done right doesn't mean grabbing a
I don't
pie from your
care.
grocer's freezer section. A flaky
look
golden
dumb.
brown homemade crust is essential for this Southern specialty. Inside, the chicken needs to be moist and plentiful. The vegetables must be neither too firm nor too mushy,
Yeah,
and the
I do
gravy
like a
creamy
chicken
but not
pie.
goopy. Is it a challenge to find a good chicken pot pie? Yes, but it really
Interesting small onions there, the Silver Spring onions there as whole. I'm interested in that because you don't see that as often. Yeah, now we don't see it as often with the,
is worth it.
in whole.
And if you don't trust restaurants to get it right, you could always experiment with different recipes at home. It might take some time to perfect, but once you land on just the right method, you'll never want to cook anything else.
Yeah, I like a bit of
Ambrosia
that.
didn't actually originate in the South, but you'll still find it at plenty of Southern potlucks.
Okay.
This variety of fruit salad typically contains mandarin oranges, mini marshmallows, pineapple
Maybe
chunks,
I'd
and
like
shredded
it.
coconut mixed with some sort of dairy ingredient. Some
Yeah,
people use
so
mayonnaise,
about
while
that.
others use cream cheese, plain yogurt, or whipped cream. You might also find some potluckers add in bananas, cherries, and nuts too. Because why the heck not, right? Think of it like a banana split without the ice cream. And then maybe throw in some ice cream anyway. If you live north of the Mason-Dixon line, you've probably never experienced chitlins before, and you are most definitely
Chitlins?
missing out. Chitlins are
How's
made
a
from the
chitlin?
large intestines of a hog, and they need to be carefully cleaned and prepared before cooking, for obvious reasons.
No.
Typically, the intestines are soaked in baking soda and water, rinsed several times,
No.
turned
No.
inside out, and cleaned by hand
Pass.
before being boiled for several hours.
Oh, mate.
And just in case you're doing this at home, be
don't
warned.
even look good
Chitlins
cooked.
smell truly disgusting while they are boiling, so put some onion and lemon in the water to tone down the odor.
Disgusting.
After
Or
they are
not.
boiled,
Or just
batter
don't
and deep
bother.
fry
Just
them.
don't bother.
Then serve them up with a little hot sauce.
No,
Though
wrong
Pennsylvania
uns.
has its own version of chow chow,
Chow
it's actually
chow.
completely different from the
No,
southern
don't
variety.
put-
In the South, chow chow is a
Chow's up.
cabbage-based type of pickled relish that incorporates onions, peppers, tomatoes, and a whole lot of seasoning. This stuff is
Okay.
often used as a topping for hot dogs and hamburgers, but you could also use it to top your cornbread, fish cakes, beans,
Okay.
and even your mashed potatoes. In fact, you can put it on just about anything. It'll
I
taste
must
great
admit,
no
we're
matter
quite
what.
plain in Britain.
Collard
certain
greens are a
things.
leafy green vegetable, not completely unlike turnip or mustard
Collard
greens,
greens
and are
and
most
bacon.
often associated with soul food. They can be bitter and tough if not cooked properly. But if they're done right, then they'll make the perfect side dish to
I like
any southern meal.
cabbage.
After washing them
Yeah,
well, chop
but
the leaves into inch-long pieces,
I
then
like it
simmer
in
them in
stock.
water. People often throw a ham bone into the
And
pot along with
steam
garlic and
down.
onion for a little extra flavor. But one of the best additions to
looks a
collard
bit
greens
better.
has got to be bacon. You can never go wrong with bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't
Red
go
eye
wrong.
gravy is made with the grease and drippings of pan-fried ham and black coffee. And yeah, okay, that might sound kind of
black
gross,
coffee.
but this stuff really is amazing. The coffee is first used to deglaze the pan, but is then combined with the grease on a 1-to-1 ratio,
How
resulting in a highly unusual
Okay.
yet genuinely delicious gravy. You can pour
Like
the
a
simple
kettle.
gravy over your ham, potatoes, rice, or grits, but many folk choose to simply sop it up with biscuits.
Okay.
Crawfish, crayfish, crawdads, or mudbugs,
No,
whatever you call
yes.
them in your neck of the woods, these freshwater crustaceans are some of the tastiest seafood out there.
Freshwater
Of course,
crustaceans.
you can eat
Seafood,
crawfish
wishy.
dipped in drawn butter, just like you would with lobster. But if you ever find yourself in the Cajun areas of Louisiana, do yourself a favor and seek out crawfish etouffee. This is when
no.
crawfish meat in a spicy roux is poured over rice for an amazing dish with a seriously deep flavor. As simple as it sounds, you don't want to make fried chicken and waffles at home.
Fried chicken and
Instead, hop on over
waffles.
to one of the South's many awesome waffle
Come
establishments or
on.
diners.
No,
The places
I
that
wouldn't have
really
put
get it
that
right.
combo
If you
together.
haven't experienced chicken and waffles before,
No.
it might seem like an unusual combination.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah,
really does
no
work.
shit.
Crispy on the outside and juicy on the inside, perfectly seasoned fried chicken makes a heavenly partner for a plate of buttery waffles. This is also an incredibly versatile dish and should work great for breakfast, lunch, dinner, or a late night snack. Fried green tomatoes is a simple southern side dish that packs a big punch.
green-
The key
Fried
when
green
making fried green
tomatoes.
tomatoes is to avoid them turning into a soft, soggy mess. Check your unripened tomatoes are suitably firm, then cut them into 3/8 to half-inch slices, and soak them for an hour in a mixture of buttermilk and hot sauce. Dredge the
Hang on,
tomatoes in a
do that for an
combination
hour?
of cornmeal and cornstarch,
Why?
then fry them in bacon grease
that
over
good?
medium-high heat until they're crispy on the outside. But be careful not to overcook them. You can dip them in just about anything, but a remoulade with mayo, hot sauce, horseradish, and Cajun spices would be the ultimate
Don't know.
authentic
I mean, I'll
accompaniment.
try it.
I miss the smell of coffee and bacon frying. Oh, what I wouldn't give for a plate of fried green tomatoes.
If you're looking for something a little out of the ordinary to fill you up,
Jambalaya,
consider
that's the one I
jambalaya.
was
A favorite in
thinking.
Louisiana, jambalaya is a mix of sausage, chicken, seafood, and vegetables, cooked in the same pot with rice and stock. Creole jambalaya
Yeah.
contains tomatoes,
Apart from
while
the
the Cajun
seafood.
version does not. Both, of course, are extremely tasty.
Oh yeah.
In Cajun jambalaya, in rural Louisiana, you might also find a variety of game meats used, as well as alligator, crayfish, and even
Looks
turtle.
plain, doesn't it?
All Southerners
much
know
colour
that
with that.
everything's better when you fry it, and okra is no exception. To make
Yeah,
these golden nuggets of
Everything's
veggie
better when
goodness
you
for
fry
yourself,
okra.
slice your okra,
okay.
dip it in buttermilk, and then coat it in cornmeal and season before deep frying. The best thing here is that
Okay.
okra is seriously good for you, since it's low in calories and contains a great deal of fiber, potassium, calcium, and vitamins. The hot
Okay.
brown sandwich originated at the restaurant in the Brown Hotel in Louisville,
Hot
Kentucky
brown
in the
sandwich?
1920s.
What's in
and
that
it's
then?
still served there today. The hot brown is traditionally an open-faced
It's not a
turkey sandwich
sandwich.
with tomatoes covered in
Besides
Mornay
a bit.
sauce, which is baked topped with bacon and then
How is
broiled.
that a sandwich?
Some people say it was originally
bit of
created
bread
with
on it.
peaches rather than tomatoes. Others swear it's a great hangover cure. Pretty much everyone agrees, however, that it's a genuine, bona fide, once-in-a-lifetime sandwich.
Yes, please.
If you've ever eaten at Long John Silver's, you've probably had their hush puppies. But the ones you can get at a southern restaurant or fish fry are a heck of a lot better than the
puppies?
Long John variety. Hush puppies are basically balls of fried cornmeal batter that are often served
Cornmeal
alongside fried fish or shrimp. Though hush puppies aren't exactly complex, they're kind of like potato chips, and
My
that it's
mouth's
virtually
watering.
impossible to eat just one.
I knew this would
Southern
happen.
pecan pie made with a splash of high-quality bourbon
Pecan
is hard
pie,
to
yeah.
beat. If you
I'm
don't
on
have a
that one.
restaurant in your area that makes a killer pecan pie, though, it's not too difficult to make at home. However, you'll want to experiment with the amounts of corn syrup,
Yeah,
brown
but it's
sugar,
so
and bourbon
much
you're
sugar,
using
innit?
until you find
Sugar,
just the
yeah,
right
sugar.
combination. And sure, you might end up having to
mean,
bake a load
sweet
of
as
pies to get it
anything.
right.
Lovely,
But who's going to
but-
complain about that? If you aren't from the South, then there's a chance you aren't too familiar with
Pimento
pimento
cheese.
cheese. Basically, pimento
what's
cheese is a
that?
mixture
On
of
bread.
cheese mixed with mayo and pimento peppers. It can be spread on crackers, stuffed into
Pimento
celery, and
peppers.
scooped onto chips. Some people add it to scrambled eggs or grits,
Right,
while others use it as a relish
like
for
mac
brats,
cheese.
burgers, and hot dogs.
Yeah.
In Louisiana, they spice it up by adding hot sauce or cayenne pepper into the mix. But the possibilities for pimento cheese are endless, and once you start incorporating it into your recipes, you're never going to want to stop. Pot liquor is
Okay.
the liquid that's left behind after you boil
Pot
green
liquor.
vegetables. So, what do you do with it other than pour it down the sink? Well, some people save pot liquor and use it in place of stock in their next stew or soup, while others
Yeah,
pour it
yeah.
over rice or potatoes. But the best thing to do with pot liquor is drink it. It might seem a little odd, but that way you can reap all the nutrients that have boiled out of the greens. Red beans and rice is a staple dish in Louisiana Creole cuisine.
probably paid a lot of
Traditionally,
money for
families
that,
took the
mate.
ham hocks,
Probably.
bones, vegetables,
In
and
a
beans that
fancy
were left
bottle.
over from Sunday dinner and use them to create a scrumptious dish of spicy beans that were served with rice the next day. Cayenne pepper, Tabasco sauce, and other seasonings can turn up the heat on this hearty meal. While some people like to add in sausage or other meats. Here's a tip though. If you boil bones to make a broth for the base, you'll get exactly the flavor you want without having to add anything else.
Okay.
Gumbo is sometimes confused with jambalaya, but it's not the same thing at all. The key difference is that with jambalaya, the rice is cooked with the rest of the ingredients. With gumbo, however, the rice is cooked separately. Gumbo is a stew created with a strong, robust stock, sausage, shrimp, other shellfish, and the holy trinity of vegetables: bell peppers, celery, and onions. The most important aspect of home cooking a great gumbo is perfecting the roux that's used as its base. Or you could just head down to New Orleans and get someone to make it for you. Your call.
There is
Where's my mac and cheese?
Everyone knows that real macaroni and cheese doesn't come out of a box, nor does it come with a packet of powdered cheese. Real good old-fashioned Southern mac and cheese is a completely separate dish altogether. It's often created with a combination of cheeses, and you can use anything from smoked cheddar and Monterey Jack to Gruyere and Velveeta. Southern recipes usually feature heavy whipping cream, evaporated milk, or both. And the dish is baked in the oven until the sauce is creamy and the top is crispy.
Like that.
No matter how much you love macaroni and cheese, you've never really tried it until you've had it in the South. You might have seen sweet potato casserole at Thanksgiving dinner and passed it by. But it's time to stop sleeping on this delicious dish. Though some folks love it topped with charred marshmallows, others prefer a topping made with brown sugar and pecans. Give it a go, and you'll soon realize that this often overlooked Thanksgiving side dish deserves a place on your dinner table all through the year. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more MASH videos about your favorite foods are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.
Best grilled cheese in every US state. Well, look at that. So I quickly checked out what's inside a beignet. Nothing. They're empty. Just a square of fried dough dusted heavily with powdered sugar.
There you go. Donut then.
Donut, yeah. A lot of them were nice. There were some strange ones. Some of them, the pig's intestines, not going there. But I must admit, I don't know if you noticed, mate. We got quite a lot of salty comments on one of our posts. They were asking, they were questioning our taste of the Brits, even though that we eat beans on toast. Now then, first of all, beans on toast are normally eaten when you're under 11.
Yeah.
They're not the baked beans that you've got. They're the baked beans in rich tomato sauce.
Very sweet.
Very sweet. And yeah, it's generally a kid's snack. I mean, we don't go out in restaurants and order beans on toast.
No, we also don't go to restaurants and ask for chicken on waffles. Because that's not part of a breakfast that we have over here. So, I mean,
there you go.
Some interesting dishes, some disgusting dishes as well. But some really good ones I'd love to try. Yeah, some lovely stuff.
Like I say, I mean, you know, when you sort of see that pre-prepared mac and cheese crap, doesn't do anything for me. But the stuff that they were doing there, I'm going, oh yeah, now that looks nice. So
now we're talking.
You know, now we're talking. But all right. So Southern comfort foods you need to try before you die.
Get in
Any
the
of
kitchen.
those are your staple at home that you make on a daily basis? Let us know in the comments. Or did they miss anything out that we catfish? I mean, who would have known, mate?
I'd give that a go. Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, it looks in all right.
I'm quite glad we've seen it in that state because we've only seen it in this state.
Imagine catfish and chips down your local chippy. I mean, it'd be like hanging out the.
Wouldn't it? Hey, they'd have to make the chippies bigger. Just to accommodate them.
There you go.
There you go. Hopefully you enjoyed that one and you're all hungry, just like we are now.
Yeah, he will be.
If you're watching it in the evening, then, you know, have a little midnight snack and sort yourself out. Bit of cheese down there. All right, we will be back tomorrow or throughout the week. Until then, it's goodbye from me.
Bye from him. Cheers. Thank you.
See you later. Bye.
Bon appetit.